I think sake is the same. So Japan is very unique and sake is very unique. And I would like to be that messenger, you know? My name is Elad. I've been many years in hospitality, so restaurant business. So everything from dishwasher to waiter to floor manager, and later on I became a beverage manager. So the most of my career I was a beverage manager for a large group of restaurants and a hotel. So overseeing 5 or 6 different wine menus, cocktail menus, alcohol menus, wine collection, producing wine for the house wine, so also making wine, like 10 years, importing wine for the group, so everything from selecting the glasses and to selecting the wines and tutoring the staff. And so I did that for 10 years, and then I became independent, consulting restaurants and bars and making wine lists and tutoring. And last 6 years I've been teaching WSET, and I now have finished my diploma in London, WSET diploma.
How is the sake culture in your country or UK?
I think in the UK it's very developed, as what I can hear from my friends in the SSA, the Sake Sommelier Association. But in Israel it's on the rise, but it's very not developed. So there is sake imported to Israel, good sake, a few labels, but everything that regards consumption, handling, understanding, appreciation is really not, doesn't exist so much. So people say, sake, rice wine, you drink it warm. That's maybe those who know a little bit about Daiginjo, Junmai Daiginjo. So very limited, I think, knowledge and appreciation also. And also very centered around Asian cuisine. So you don't see sake in non-Asian Japanese, Thai or restaurants. It's not in every wine shop. I came to study because since I first tasted real sake in 2014 or 15, we just opened an Asian bar. So we had the sake menu and shochu and Asian cocktails. So since then, I was like blown away by the flavor, by how much is it different from anything I ever knew. And since then, I had that thought about sake in the back of my mind. And in 2023, I contacted the SSA in the mission to start teaching sake, to educate sake. So this is why I came here. So I can be a better educator and maybe also import special sake to Israel. So teaching and kind of bringing different sake culture to Israel, but not only the drink itself. Because I think this is why I came to Japan, to see the connection. It's very much connected to culture, cuisine, local, terroir, if you want to call it that way. I think when you describe the process of, you cook the rice, you steam the rice, you wash the rice, you soak the rice, you do it sounds so simple, but then there's a lot of more kind of passages in the way. So the process is not so simple, and every brewery does it a little bit different. And for me, also in wine, it's until you don't travel to see the place, to meet the people, to touch with your own hands, you know, the rice or the grapes or whatever, you know. It can be olive oil, it can be tequila, but if you are present where the thing is made, then it is a really different kind of connection and ability to really understand, I mean. So I could start teaching sake before I came to Japan. I have been trained as a sake educator, but I felt like I needed something more intimate. And, you know, to have this eureka moments. And I feel like this week has been the beginning. So I'm looking forward to my next 2 weeks in Japan to see also different perspectives. Because, I mean, this is Fujii Brewery, and it has been great, but I think the diversity is what kind of attracted me to sake. But you don't necessarily understand what they mean. So when I started Sunday, everything was kind of very new, and I didn't know where to go, I didn't know what to do. But now it's like there's this kind of groove in the work, you know. We already made a few different kojis, we saw them in different kind of evolvement around the week. We did the mash, we added the rice, so it's an ongoing process. I think it's very different from winemaking because in the brewing season, it's like brewing. It's more like beer, you know. It's an ongoing process. There's a certain kind of, kind of, you do the same things over and over again. Koji is really, I think, the biggest difference in winemaking. First you grow the koji, then you brew the sake. I mean, so, and it's a much longer process. And it produces very different kind of flavors and aromas. So the second reason I came to Japan was to taste a lot of different sake, and mainly namazake, fresh sake. So the sake I get in Israel is pasteurized, and it also travels. So we tasted like a sake a few weeks old or a month old, but usually I taste sake that is a year old. So the difference in flavor, I think it's a different kind of approach. Some wine can age and develop, and also some sake, but most sake is to be consumed fresh. So kind of seasonal, a really seasonal beverage.
As a wine expert, you already know, like you mentioned, you know, at like a wine restaurant or you know, like a different restaurant, different cuisine. So you can suggest, you know, pairing the wine, right? Yeah. So what do you see for the sake, like, you know, in your country or in the UK, like as in Japan?
I think I see going in the same direction. I mean, in wine you talk about grapes, you talk about terroir. So maybe in Japanese sake it's a little bit different, but there are different types of rice and different prefectures with different kind of mainly the water that affects the production, but also I understand now that it's about the specific brewery. So each brewery is unique. So it's really a kind of a zoom in, kind of like the micro terroir of each producer. So it's really interesting, and I think I truly believe that as there is more deeper interest and appreciation to wine, but not also wine. I see it around tequila and rum and olive oil and like products, artisanal products. People are interested. They want to learn more about them. They want to know what they consume. They want to see the people who produce it. So it's all about kind of connecting everything. And for me, let's say a success will be being able to promote and sell sake again as a legitimate kind of beverage for every day. So I'm going to my fridge at home, not even going out, or I go to the wine shop or liquor shop. Okay, well, can I have wine or can I have sake, or maybe I have both, and tonight I'll drink sake, tomorrow I'll drink wine, Tuesday I drink something else. It's a very legitimate offering. So again, moving it away from the Asian culinary, which is so obvious, appreciating not only in the small ochoko, but also in small wine glasses. But it has a lot of different aspects around serving and temperature, so it needs a lot of effort in educating. I think the key word here is education. So if people know, they can appreciate. I think one of the main challenges for sake is such a big world. So you have futsushu, simple in a can, or you have a very, high quality, very pricey junmai dai ginju, 15, 20 polished rate. So this is sake, this is sake. What's the difference for the layman? People really don't understand. So, and I think also, again, in Israel, poor handling makes bad sake. If you sell, badly handled sake or old sake, so like in wine, if you taste a bad wine, you say, I don't like wine, So we have again, for me, education is the focus, because this is the key.
So what is your favorite pairing? Like a sake with a not sushi or not sashimi?
I think for cheese, it's great, sake. But we had before I left, so I did my educator and I have dozens of open sake bottles in my home fridge. We had just dinner, in Israel, dinner is sometimes it's like breakfast. Eggs, salad, toast, a light meal. So, it depends on the style of sake. So it can be, for me, it's so versatile. Again, that's why I like it, But I can see it goes well with pasta, not like tomato, but maybe creamy pasta, maybe, how you call it? The one with the bacon and egg, I forgot. So, very flavorful food. So very diverse. The most important thing I see also here, but all around me, is the devotion to what you are doing. Even if even the guy that drives the trucks that brings the sake, or the guy at the supermarket, everyone is invested in what they're doing. So this attention to detail. So I think, and pride also. So, people take pride in what they do. It's important. It makes the difference, Yes, so this is sake for me. Yeah.
Interesting. Definitely like a Japanese culture, Japanese kind of describing Japan, right?
Exactly.
A really detail.
Yeah. And also, for many people, Japan is so far away and exotic and unreachable. So, but again, I always say wine is a place in a bottle. So it's like a message from that place. You can taste the place. And I think sake is the same. So Japan is very unique, and sake is very unique. And I would like to be that messenger, the one that gives, okay, take a little trip to Japan, maybe, why not? We go to Italy, we go to Greece, we go to France, we go to the US. Why not Japan? So, yeah, it has much to offer. So.